Good morning, everyone. It is September 28th, and today I want to discuss the Col de Dame Blanc tree, which is the fig tree on the left in the dark orange Home Depot bucket. This tree I got very late. It was one of my last plants that I planted for the year. I bought it as a rooted cutting from Big Bill at Off the Beaten Path Nursery, and I planted it in this bucket on the 23rd of May. And despite being such a late plant, the tree is enormous. It's at least 8 feet tall. It towers over me. You can see how large and vigorous it is. Some people say that you shouldn't plant a Col de Dame Ramada or a Col de Dame Blanc or any of the Col de Dames on their own rootstock, but that's not what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing it be incredibly vigorous. It's huge, and it's grown that much despite the fact that it's only been in the bucket for 4 months. I've had a little bit of an issue ripening these figs, and I think it's brought on by how late I planted it, because the tree didn't go into this bucket until the very end of May. And I've had some difficulty with the humidity. This is the 6th fig right here, and I think I finally have one that made it all the way until proper ripening. 2 of them split, or 2 or 3 of them split, due to the humidity from Hurricane Dorian that I endured. I also had pests that came and ate 2 of them before they were ready, but I think I finally have a ripened Col de Dame Blanc fig on this tree, and I'm very excited about trying. And this is a larger fig. It has a nice little bit of honey dripping from the eye, if you can see that. It's very soft and has a lot of sugar spots, so it seems like the perfect opportunity to taste test this fig. We are having a record hot September this year, and granted, reliable weather history only goes back around 30 years or so, but we have the record this year for the number of 90-degree days in September at the airport, and it is currently 92.1 degrees with a 73-degree dew point, according to my weather station, and those are mid to late July temperatures and humidity. So I have had a lot of problems with figs spoiling lately. I've had a lot of splitting and molding around the eye. So I'm hoping I get a good fig here, because it looks nice. I've had, like I said earlier, this is my 6th fig off this tree, and it's finally one that ripened for me, I think. So this is one of the biggest figs I've had all year, weighing in at 67 grams. This is a really large fig, and I'm very excited about this. I just hope that the humidity hasn't spoiled it. So I'm going to cut this open and see what it looks like. Alright, let's cut into this fig and see what it looks like. It is really very pretty, but I'm hoping that the cracking didn't expose this to any insects or anything that would sour this fig, because it really does look nice. It cuts just like butter. And ooh, that right there is exactly what I'm looking for. That looks like a textbook Col de Dame Blanc. And considering I've yet to have one off this tree, I cannot believe how well ripened that is. That looks absolutely fantastic. That is what the fig looks like zoomed in. That is just an absolutely beautiful, beautiful fig. Okay, now I think it is time to taste this fig. This looks absolutely fantastic, and I hope it's ripened properly. It smells good. These Col de Dames have a very interesting texture to them. They are a very thick fig. Some figs you hear me review as them being jammy or syrupy. The Col de Dames are quite unique. They're just, they're almost like eating preserves right out of a jar. I would say this fig has a mild to moderate berry flavor. It is not as intense as some of the other figs that I've had, but I chalk that up to ripening in poor conditions. in a very rough humidity, very high dew points, and it also being one of my latest trees that I've planted. So this is one of those trees that I think will get better as it ages. But the texture is just to die for. The flavor is not quite there yet for the problems that I've been mentioning throughout this video. It's not very sweet. It's also not very intense, but that texture is just absolutely phenomenal. If my weather improves, and I think it will, because in the next week it's slowly supposed to cool back down into the low 80s where we should be at this point. I think when I get drier, low to mid 80 degree weather, I'm going to get better sugar development with less of the problems that come along with humidity. And if you can mix that wonderful texture with more of a berry flavor and increased sweetness, that fig is going to be an absolute winner. And the size is just incredible. I'm so happy to have a fig of that size. So this will require a little bit more evaluation, but remember, this is a first-year fig tree. It's only a couple of months old. Well, it's only a few months old, and it's the first fig that I've ever successfully harvested off this tree, so it's only going to get better as it ages, and I think that is going to age to be a fantastic fig. Everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel for future updates and more videos like these. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all again next time.